So I was recently doing a podcast with everybody in Fully Fitted, where I had the genius idea of tier listing every single member, but they told me no, and they said that I was the only person that's mean enough to do that. So in this video, I'm going to be tier listing small Rectubers because I'm mean. Alright, so we're gonna start off with Sonic Demand. Now Sonic Demand does stuff that no other Rectuber does. His editing is on point, it's really good, it's very creative, so Sonic gets a goated. Next up, we have Everything Rec Room. Next up, we have Crypt in VR. Now, the problem with Crypt is that he doesn't upload often, but the thingies that he uploads are really good, but because he doesn't really upload, I'm gonna have to put him in average. Next up, we have Iron Guy. Iron makes really funny videos, he makes amazing shorts, but sadly enough, he doesn't get enough views. I think Iron Guy should get more views, so I'm gonna be putting him in above average. Next up, we have Scarlet Haze. Scarlet Haze is okay. He's a very funny person. His thumbnails are really good, but the quality of his videos sadly isn't that good. So I'm gonna have to put him in below average. Next up, we have Gamerboy. Yeah, Gamerboy goes into below average. He has just a really low quality video with not very original topics. Next up, we have Hornet VR. Now, once again, Hornet VR doesn't really upload, and even when he did, his videos were pretty alright. They were mediocre. It didn't really have that much specialty or interesting stuff about it. So I'm gonna have to put Hornet VR in the average category. Next up, we have Isak. Now, just like Sonic, Isak makes some really amazing and unique content. Especially his Unsolved series is really interesting and is a very unique concept. Plus, his editing is really good. It's not overly flashy. It's like just right. So because of that, I'm going to put Isak in the GOATed category. Next up, we have Silo. Now, Silo reminds me a lot of me, as in the style of content that he does and the type, like the way he edits his videos, which, I'm not gonna lie, is not super great. It's just average, just like me. I just realized I have average spelled wrong, bro. Next up, we have Foxter. Now, Foxter is just mediocre. He's very dry. He doesn't really have high energy, and his editing doesn't like fix that. A lot of times when Rectubers have low energy, they have really fast paced and high energy editing to kind of compensate, but with Foxter it's both. His energy is very low, plus his editing is very slow paced, which doesn't really make a great combination, so I'm gonna have to put Foxter in the below average category. Next up, we have Lock VR. Now, the thing with Lock VR is that it's a mixture. Some of his videos I think are really funny and are really well edited and I just really like. But some of his videos I also don't like and think the editing is too slow or too fast. So he's a double-edged sword, so I'm gonna have to put Lock VR in average. Next up, we have Hi, I'm Carl. Just like me, his editing is kinda, you know, doesn't use flashy text, it just cuts with music. Plus he doesn't upload that often. So I'm gonna have to put Carl in average. Next up, we have Pixify. Now, Pixify does a fast-paced editing, which I don't really think matches his personality very well, which is why I'm gonna have to put him in average, because I don't think his editing style complements him. Alright, next up we have Axe, or Axe VR. So Axe is really funny, he's original, he was the first to do the Rectuber Royale, like the small Rectuber Royale. His editing is not overly fast, but it's not slow at all, so I'm going to put Axe in above average. Next up we have JK Cool. Now, we always used to make fun of JK for not being a very good Rectuber, but recently he's really improved, and he's actually shown a lot more character and a lot more personality, and I think he really found his style and an editing like style that really complements him. So I'm going to put JK Cool in above average. Next up is Who's Nate. Now, I haven't known Who's Nate for very long. I don't know how long he's been doing it for, but the stuff that I've seen from him is really original and really unique, which I really like. Although his editing isn't super special, it's good. So I'm going to put Who's Nate in above average. Next up, we have Yoshi. Now, once again with Yoshi, his editing is just good, it's decent, but his personality doesn't jump out that much, which kind of doesn't complement each other very well. So I'm gonna have to put Yoshi in average. Next up, we have Combative YT. So, Combative YT is interesting. Of course, the whole meme is that he's goated and all that, so I should technically put him in goated. But if I'm making a very honest tier list, he's going in below average. Next up, we have Sharkify. Now, I remember stumbling upon Sharkify's videos when he only had 10 subscribers or something like that, and I thought they were hilarious, and ever since then, I've been watching every single Sharkify video. I'm a big fan, so I'm putting Sharkify in goated. Next up, we have Happy Timmy. Next up, we have Lava VR. Now, Lava VR is very interesting. He's a good friend of mine. He has a great personality, but his videos aren't all that special or interesting. He hasn't uploaded in a while, and the main reason that he has 1,000 subscribers is because he really popped off during the Bear to Bear era. So I'm gonna have to put Lava in average. Alright, next up we have Ghost VR / Joe Quinn. Now, although his editing isn't really that crazy, his personality really makes up for it because I think he's a very funny guy. So I'm going to put Ghost VR in above average. Alright guys, that was my small Rectuber tier list. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you got offended, good. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.